Hi everybody, how are you doing today? I hope everybody is doing well, and tonight I want to jump back onto my topics and discuss fighting for our rights and how we're going to keep them. I'm sure everybody out there sees more and more that today our rights have been being stolen from us for many years. Every day for many of years. We have a lot of activists out there working on it, and I would like to try to get this group to grow so that we can communicate and figure out what we need to do to make changes before they are taken. And there's a very small window. Everybody needs to realize that. Things are moving faster, rights are getting taken faster. You've seen it more in the end of the elections and with the protests that they tried to turn into riots on the news. Because, of course, if they can make protesting look bad, then they can take your free speech away. Which is what we're going to focus on mainly today, is on our free speech. I'm going to stay with my notes. Because, again, I don't want to backtrack and go over things over and over again, and I don't want to forget anything. I do have to apologize because I do need glasses, but unfortunately, because of the healthcare system in this world, or in America, I should say, not this world, America, I don't have that choice right now or luxury. So I have to write very big and really follow along because everything starts to blur. Okay, so, open your eyes to what is going on in the world today. A lot of people don't like what they see anymore. Attacking free speech. Why are they doing it? To control the narrative. Everywhere you look today, they are trying to shut down free speech. Why? To control and gain full control. The goal is for us not to see or hear anything that is not officially approved. That is the goal. That anything outside the official narrative is now hate speech, fake news, or any other label they come up with, and there will be many others. In that concept of only seeing and hearing whatever the authorities want you to see and hear, we then see why freedom of speech in general is being targeted. Everywhere you look, it's being targeted. Because if freedom of speech survives in any form, they can never reach the point where they can control everything people see and hear. Because free speech can challenge it. That's why free speech is being targeted on the scale it is. And we all know that. Again, we've seen it. There was threats to shut down our communication in this way. There was glitches going on in here and in Facebook when they didn't really want us talking anymore, when things were going on with, the government and getting lashback. It's something that they're going to continue to fight to shut our mouths. They don't want us talking. They don't want us communicating. And a lot of the things that you post on the internet get deleted now, which is not right and not fair because it's violating our constitutional right to communicate and to have that free speech to say how we feel about things. And you're going to see in some of this, I'm not going to come right out and say what I'm talking about, but you'll be able to figure it out because I'm afraid they'll take my video down. As they've taken one of my other videos down that was very important. Because they don't want us to know what are in things that they want us to put in our bodies that may be dangerous for us, or for us to be talking about standing up for our rights, or, any of it. They just want us to follow the lead. And that's not freedom. That's not America. And it's not what it's built on. And it's not what our soldiers go out and fight and die for every day. Okay. We know there are groups and cults out there and secret societies and in all of societies, and it all then plays out through our government, our corrupt government, and then down the line, which we've all for many years heard about, the secret societies and the meetings and the plans. And a lot of people don't want to face it, and they want to say it's not true, but there again is proof out there, and you know what's going on. I believe some people are just too afraid to want to admit what's going on. They know what's coming. They don't want to see it. They want to stay in their little fantasy world or bubble and not believe what is real and what is coming. But what do you think? Being afraid now or living in torture later, is it worth it? Or is it worth fearing and fighting? And I believe I say that somewhere in my notes. So I don't want to jump around, so let me get back to this. This is where and when you find yourself in a no-win situation. When you try to stand up for yourself with any government situation, like most of us now, because we are not in their inner loop. It's being made where you just fall in line and do what you're told or pay the price. Or we can remove the problem and the cause of the problem and not become slaves or be enslaved by them. Not giving them the power over us. Don't give them the power over yourself, kids, grandkids, and so on. With the number of people who see the truth today, we need to take a stance before it's too late. Talk to more people and get them to see the truth. Only then can we make the changes and stop this enslavement. And they will eventually enslave us if people just keep rolling over and doing what is wanted of them and asked of them and told of them. You have to break this cycle of being brainwashed and that we serve our government. We put the government in its place to serve us, and they have flipped it on us. And it is time to flip it back before they use that power and are taking away our rights to enslave us. And they will. People, wake up. They will. We need to stand together. And again, I'm going to start talking and then I'm going to jump around and I'm going to stick with my notes. So let me get back, because there's a whole lot I want to say that I know is in my notes already. Okay, freedom is the ability to make choices. The more choices you can make, the more freedom you have. How many people in the world have the ability to make the choices they like to make? Very few. That means they are slaves to the system. The system is not serving humanity like it was meant. Like it was meant to be here in America. I was writing fast and miswrote my notes, sorry. The system is not serving humanity like it was meant to be here in America. Humanity is serving the system, which is what I was just saying before. We put the government in place to help us and to help. Sorry, let me see. I can still read. The government is put in place to help us with, keeping things running the way it should be. And instead, they have flipped it on us. And they are now running us, and they basically almost have full control of us. Okay? And they have flipped it on us slowly throughout the years, and most have turned a blind eye and allowed it. Sad, but it's true. Now it's time to change things back to the way it was supposed to be. Because right now we are in mass slavery. Now they want the mass slavery to turn into utter and total slavery. But we still have free will. And we will always, at this point, have free will. God gave us free will. Until we abandon it. And then at that point, you have the right to have it taken from you. Because you chose to abandon your free will. And I'm not willing to do that. And I know a lot of people that I talk to, that I, have had many conversations with, are not willing to either. We're not going to give up our free will. And we're not going to do it easily. And we have no intention of it. We are going to fight for our rights till the end. And I believe if everybody stood together and did that, then we wouldn't have to worry about it being stolen. But this is their plan. And if you don't see it yet, you better wake up. You better wake up. Because it's coming. And at this point, it's coming fast. Because it's been left alone for way too long. And nobody has stood up till now. Now people are starting to stand up. And now it's time to either join together and get it done, or lose your rights. Okay. But we still have free will to say no. And stop obeying. The answer is easy and there. You that don't see it yet need to pay attention and start deprogramming. See, as time went on, like I said, through the years, as they were taking our rights and started programming new generations, you're born in the program. You start obeying and fearing authority, then in the schools, then your boss, fear the police, fear the government. I can tell you just from my era how much change I see in this control and fear that has grown to a disgusting level. When I was young, elementary school, young elementary school, we had so much respect for the police, the crossing guards, the teachers. Nobody bullied us. Nobody attacked us. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip. Nobody tried to make us fear them. Nobody was very harsh and pushed authority, I'm above you. You better listen to me. It was so nice. The police would come by your house and you're playing outside and they'd be, hey guys, what's up? How you doing today? And they talk to you like a big brother or uncle. And you had your school and your teachers that treated you like they were your own kids, or we were their own kids. We had the school police that we looked up to that would pull us aside and have little chats with us. And it was always respectful. And it was always caring. And now, the police aren't even professional or respectful. They're quick to curse you, tell you what to do, talk down to you like you're beneath them, like you're an animal, like you have no feelings, no rights, no nothing. And basically, you've been programmed to take it. But this is not how it's always been, and it's not how it should stay. Even if you go into a courthouse and you ask somebody a question, how do you get treated? Even to your local mail place or the DMV. They talk to you very disrespectfully most of the time. Every now and again you get a good one. So I'm not saying they're all like that, because there are some nice ones. And I will only go to one DMV now because the people are really nice and really fast and they take care of you. But the other ones, I've had such bad experiences and treated horribly. And they, again, if they work for the government, they're above you. And that's how they feel. So it's not just police. It's every government person. And if you go and talk to somebody and say, hey, I was mistreated by this place, or I had a bad experience, very seldomly now will you get somebody who will try to make it right. They just lie, back up, and take up for the person who treated you wrong, or who is treating you wrong, or not being fair. So you are not going to get any help from your government or the people in it anymore. And if you give them full control, again, you will lose all control and of your rights. Okay. Okay, people want freedom because that's what we are supposed to have and told we have it. But the programming that in some of you, you don't even know what it is, or what it really means, or is supposed to feel like, or look like, because we have never truly had it. And had it. I wrote small here, now I can't see. And for a very long time now, most were now born into slavery and programming. And that's why I said when it started to change throughout the years, a lot of our younger generations were born into the treatment that we have watched change into this treatment. So a lot of younger people don't even see the difference because they were born into this and they've been programmed since birth that this is how it's supposed to be. And it's not. The government was made to help us and look after us, not control us, and not have the power that it has today. And why? It's because people have allowed it to happen. And it's time that we take that back. The most important thing now is to realize to make the changes necessary to fix all of this is to realize that you/we together are the solution. There is no one, no leader that is going to take over and change things or lead us to this, especially no politician. No president, no politician, nobody you hope that's going to walk in and make that difference that we've been praying and hoping for years. And that we thought would. It's not going to happen. The government is too corrupt to want to change anything. So you need to believe that is never going to happen, no matter who you put in there. Again, the government and people in it are too corrupt. Start waking up, start seeing it, because you think it's bad now. Keep giving your rights away. Again, the only way to make the change is to band together and save ourselves. They are the reason people have a division. The government, put the division between all of us. They don't want to keep they They want to keep us divided. So we can see what they are. So we can't see what they are doing. I miswrote there. I forgot the T. Okay, let me start over just so you can hear it clearly. They are the reason people have a division. They, the government, put the division between all of us. They want to keep us divided, so we can't see what they are doing or band together. The more distractions they make, it takes the focus off of what they are doing. So, by causing a race war, by causing some other kind of incident, by playing the rich against the poor, it doesn't matter. In some incidents, that is right, but in some cases, what they want to do is cause division. They want us fighting. Because if we are fighting amongst ourselves, we are not focused on what they are doing, which again is something you should have seen through the times, okay? You could see it play out. They start the fight between people with their fake news or the things that they do to make the news. And then they point the finger at this, that, and the other instead of at themselves or what really happened. Because if we stay united, they are afraid that we will stay united and take our control back. Please understand that. Most of the division in this country is based on what is stirred up by the news, by the government, and what they want you to hear. Because they want to plant the bugs to stir up the fights and the division. Because as one, we are strong. Divided, we are weak and not paying attention. Wake up and see it. Most of us are of mixed relations now and mixed cultures and mixed races. We are all united in so many ways, but in our minds, we are divided because that is what they have put in our heads, to stay divided, to make division. Come on, wake up. You have to see this. If you don't, again, dark days are coming. Okay, for once we were focusing on them, and they created problems to put the focus back here many of times in the last few years. Every time we seem to heal, every time we seem to get closer, they seem to throw something out there to divide us again. You have to see it. Pay attention. It's real. And we all have seen it. Now admit it and understand what you need to do to fix it. Because if not, again, dark days are coming. Stay focused, people. We were moving in the right direction. We are not enemies. We have all overcome a lot of division put out there for us by the government. We will continue to. They are the problem, not us. We all have the right to our own ways, beliefs, religion, etc. That is no reason as we've seen to divide. There's no reason as we've seen to divide. Okay, I think I miswrote that because I was writing so fast. But that is no reason for us to divide. So, in other words, the government uses religion to divide us. They use race to divide us. They use whatever they can to divide us. This is not a reason for us to divide. because we all have the right to believe what we want to believe, to follow whatever religion we want to follow, whatever the case is. But the government makes it to where it becomes a fight between people. And we see it, and they'll use it, and they'll use anything they can to divide us. You cannot allow that. Okay? It's not a reason. We all know, and we are all, again, mixed in some way, and in interracial relationships. So why is it an issue? Oh, and that's where I guess I go to with that. Okay, so that is not a reason we've seen to divide. Or I see for us to divide. All races are mixed together now, etc. All the things the government plays on, we are all human, and we need to band together for a better tomorrow. The space and time to do so is closing. In other words, our window to do so is closing. We really need to do this now before it's too late. The time is now to make these changes. The only clear way out is public unity. To save our humanity. So the only way for us to save our humanity is to unite and stay united and not let them separate us anymore or put division in us anymore. We have to stay united, period. Sorry for that. Okay. Forget trying to fix the divide with the police and government. That is never going to change because they don't care about it. We will not ever get them to fix it. Again, because they do not care. They want full control over us. We need to focus. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'm just going to pick up where I was. I really apologize. Okay. Again, because they do not care. They want full control over us. We need to focus on and fix the divide. They have purposely caused between all of us, citizens, to stop us from joining together, connecting, supporting one another, etc. They do not want us to connect. They do not want us to join together because, again, we are stronger together and that we could actually make the change together. And there is no reason that we shouldn't band together. We are all human. We are all people. We are all the same as far as beings. Do we have different ways, different religions, different likes, different opinions, different looks? Of course. That's the way it's supposed to be. That is why we were made. And it's to teach each other about the differences. But we are still all the same, and it's no reason to let anybody cause divide between us by pointing out our differences. We are supposed to be different. That's what makes us us. But again, if you look, we are all now in one way or another mixed together. Blood, DNA, etc. So why allow the government to keep causing divides between us? And if we don't like something, we just can agree to disagree and go about our ways. It doesn't need to be a divide. There doesn't need to be this fighting amongst us citizens. We are all people. But as long as that divide stands, we all are going to end up in a very bad situation. We cannot allow that. We need to keep our rights, what we have left of them, and get the rest back. We are the only way change will ever be made. Don't expect somebody to step in, like I said earlier, as far as a new president, a new leader, a new nothing. Nobody in this corrupt government is going to stand up and do what's right. Especially not for us little people now. We've given them big paychecks, big bank accounts, big pockets. And they are not going to want to lose that. But again, if they can't run our country right and run, things the way that they should be ran right, then they don't deserve that money. They get paid very well. What, to keep chaos? To keep us fighting amongst one another? To keep control of us? So we pay them to control us now. We pay them to abuse us. We pay them to get away with all the corruption that they get away with. While they get richer and their families get, more houses, more money, more cars, more clothes, more this, more that. We sit here and struggle. That is not America. That is not the way this was supposed to be. And again, if you don't fight for it, you will lose it. Only we can make the changes that are so desperately needed to be made. By joining together as one people. We are all different in ways. We have different outlooks and different opinions, etc. That's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. And at times we should be able to just respectfully agree to disagree. But we should never let that change the outlook or facts that we are all people, all citizens looking to live in the way we are rightfully supposed to be able to live in our world today, with all of our rights intact and respected. Though our rights and our constitutional rights are to be respected and protected. And they're to protect us. They are now not and being violated. So even though, it's at the bottom of the page where you can barely see it. Although our rights and our constitutional rights are to be respected and they are to protect us, they are now not and being violated. And it's gotten so bad to the point that they are just openly violated. Then they're also, I wrote something in here. Then they're also protected in the only way for us to fight back. It is, okay. I'm sorry, I lost my place. Back to the point, they are openly violated. Then there's also protected. In other words, the police or government agents are also protected. The only way for us to fight back is to sue. So in other words, and I'm so bad, sorry I got stuck there for a minute. Basically what I'm saying is they can violate us. They can openly violate us. And they're protected. And the only way we can fight back is to sue. But understand, and it's going to go into that when I start reading again, when we sue, we are the ones paying the bill. They are not. And that's what I was trying to say there, but it got a little you know, when you're writing notes down real fast, it doesn't come out the way you want it to come out. So, but our rights are being violated in our face every day. We are disrespected. And when our rights get violated, people say, okay, I'm going to sue. But that person who violated your right is not the one who pays that bill. We do. So there's no accountability for that person in any way because their superiors aren't going to punish them. And most likely they will not lose their job. You are going to get a lawsuit, but who pays that lawsuit? Not them. We do as taxpayers. It comes out of our pocket. So they need to start being held accountable for their actions. They are the ones that need to start paying that bill. Then maybe they'll think twice about doing it again. So, okay. Then they're also protected. The only way for us to fight back is to sue. But that doesn't work because the person you sue is not the one getting the punishment. Again, we are. You sue them and we, the citizen, pay the bill. So there is no punishment or accountability except to us. We pay for fighting back. So we actually get punished. Like I said earlier in the video, no matter what, we are the ones who get the punishment. It always falls back to us. Okay. Do you not see what is twisted up so badly to this point? So it is set up to protect them and it falls back on us. No punishment by the employer. Then we pay the bill for the one that violated us. It is all set up in the way now. It is all set up in that way now. Sorry. It is all set up in that way now. It's always, again, going to fall back on us. Okay. That phone ringing totally threw me off my game. I apologize. Okay. And twisted to protect them. Also, these rights are not supposed to be able to be changed, violated, abused, misused, etc. But the government is trying to and do so every day. It's getting worse, as I spoke on earlier. The government has set up the divide between us and them to gain control over us. And then the government sets up the divide between us, the citizens, with each other to gain full control over us. We are not united, as they've said, for centuries. Then divided we fall. So I'm sorry I missed it. If we are not united, as they have said for centuries, then divided we fall. So people, we need to unite together. If not, we are all going to fall under slavery. And I know a lot of people don't want to believe it. They don't want to face it. They don't want to look at what a struggle ahead is that's coming for us to do what needs to be done. But it's either that or we not only enslave ourselves, we enslave our children, we enslave our grandchildren and so forth. And that's not fair. We allowed this mess to happen. And a lot of us have been saying this for years and we were ignored. But now that enough of us want to admit it and want to see it, it's time to fight to get it back. If we don't, we are going to fall so hard and our families will be enslaved until the end of time. And I won't allow that to happen, will you? Okay. And I'm going to say it one more time. If we are not united, as we've said for centuries, then divided we will fall. If we stay divided, we will fall into slavery and controlled fully by this corrupt government. Wake up, people, and open your eyes. and mind to what is really going on here. For you all that still don't want to see it, it's better to be a little afraid of finally seeing it and facing it now than the horrified situation you're going to be in later with no rights, controls, and being enslaved. Our window in time to stand united, our window in time to stand united and not allow this is closing. It's now or never. What will you choose? To follow this corrupt government into enslaving you, or standing united with all people with your rights and your freedom? It's up to you, people. You have to live with the decision that you make, and it's not going to be an easy situation for you if you choose to let your rights go. And it's not going to be easy for your families either. Don't give up, if not for yourself, but for them. Join, subscribe, let's talk about it, and let's decide what the next step is. As of today, right now, they have already taken most of our rights. A lot of people, for whatever reason, still don't see it or don't want to see it. Maybe because they are scared. I don't know. Because there is no way you cannot see what is going on or happening. That's why they want free speech gone and to control what we know. But again, if you choose to stay blind because you're too scared to face it, your future for not only you, but your children, your grandchildren, and so on is going to be even more scary and horrifying in enslavement than you could ever imagine. So it's time to pull yourself together and take a stand in uniting with all of humanity to keep our freedom and our humanity. It is time to unite. It's now or never. Please join, like, subscribe, and spread the word to others to do the same, so we can get connected and start talking about this now. This is an urgent matter to start making changes now before it's too late. Please do not take this matter lightly anymore. Again, time is running out. Do your research. If you still choose not to think this is really going on, or really going to happen, look around. It's all right here in front of you. The only way you are not seeing it is if you're living in a fantasy world or your own little bubble. For you who know this, for you guys who know this to be true, please join, subscribe, and share. Pass the message on, bring people in, and let's talk about it now. Again, this is an urgent time. Time is running out. United we stand, or divided we fall. And I'm going to leave it at that, because now I've got to go and fix the interruption in my video, which I, again, apologize so much for. And it threw me so far off my game on this video and the end of my video, and I truly apologize for it. Again, everybody knows not to call me at this time and interrupt my stream, but they did, and I, again, am sorry. But if you believe in what I've said tonight, please join. Please, let's get together and start discussing ways to make this right, because if we don't, again, there is nothing worse coming for us that you can imagine ever happening to humanity. It is going to be awful. And if we don't do it in a right way, the wrong way, it can get way out of hand. And I don't want it in a way that people are going to get hurt or violent or anything like that. That is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is we have to get our rights back. And we have to fight to keep them. And we cannot allow this government to keep walking all over us. If you understand today, nothing is yours. Even what you own is not yours. You have to check with the government. You have to pay the government to do whatever you want with what is yours, with what you own. And if you don't, they will fine you and they will steal your things. Nothing is yours anymore. And trust me, when they enslave us, they're going to take it all anyways. So what the heck did we work so hard for? Why did we lose this time with our families? Why did we give it up? I would have rather been home with my kid than working to pay off a freaking house that isn't even really mine. You know, it doesn't make sense. Here in America, we're supposed to be able to have our home, live in our home, free of any, harassment, bullying, threat of being stolen from me. I should be able to live on my property how I want to. If I want to put this up or that up, I shouldn't have to check with anybody. It's my house. It's my property. I've paid for it. Honestly, what do you really have that the government doesn't have control over? They have control over you. They have control over your house. They have control over your car. They have control over your money. They have control over your finances. They have control over your checking account. What is yours? Now there's a rumor going around, which I'm pretty sure it's true, but I'll say rumor for the people who don't believe, because a lot of people don't believe it when I tell them. They want to take money away and make it all digital. Why? So they can control it. You then will not be able to have cash on your persons for emergencies. And when the bank closes down or there's some kind of glitch, you're broke for that time. So say you're traveling and you're stuck in another state. And now the system's down. You have no way to get gas, food, shelter. They have complete control over you. Are you going to allow that to happen to you and your family? Seriously. I hope not. I pray not. I know there's a lot of people thinking like I'm thinking. And I'm hoping any of you who feel the same way will join me and let's start talking. Please join my group. Let's start talking. Let's start growing. Let's start spreading the word. And let's start getting our rights taken care of. Because if we don't, our families, not just us, our families, for many generations to come, are going to be in a living hell. I'm going to leave it at that tonight because I don't really like to get too negative. So, again, let's spread kindness. We are one. We are all one, and we need to be united, and we need to be together, and we need to band strong bonds together because it's needed and necessary now. And don't let nobody come between that. So do something nice for somebody. Make sure people know you care. If it's a lending an ear, shaking a hand, even in times like this, giving a hug, as long as we're being safe, do something nice for somebody. It doesn't really matter what it is. Just do something nice. Spread the kindness, because today we really need that. We all do. We all need some kindness from somebody in our life. And we don't always get it where we should. So, try to spread that kindness. And I'm going to get out of here before, these are them scam calls, sorry. Before I get upset about my phone ringing. And again, have a great night and enjoy your family. Love them. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So give them every bit of what you can. It's not a, for sure a good future at this point. So love your family. Give them every bit of you. Make sure they know that you love them and that they are loved, and you know, we're going to do our best to take care of them and leave a better future for them. Again, I don't know what to say, because I am so worried about this situation that it's got me in knots. So if I could grow this channel and start talking with people and maybe feeling a little better about it myself, that would help me. So again, if you feel either way, I would like you to leave comments. Please be respectful to not just me, but anybody else in the comments. If you want to join and chat, I would love that. If you believe in the fight for our rights, please join. Let's talk. And I will see you on my next video. I have several already written up that I am very excited to put out and looking for feedback on. So I will see you in my next video. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you. See you soon.